All right, everybody. We have a series of toasts coming up. The first one is going to be with Kristen. Let's give Kristen a nice round of applause.
Thank you. Okay, don't make me nervous. Before I start, I think we should give a toast to Chloe and David and to the amazing group of people they brought together tonight. I feel like I should have my own drink. Chloe, I feel like my paper is shaking. Okay, Chloe, first, I want to say that while I'm honored you asked me to speak tonight, I also want to tell you that you literally could not have chosen a worse person for this occasion. All of the wedding speech advice I was able to gather on BuzzFeed and the New York Times wedding section says that the ideal speech involves good storytelling, the ability to land a joke, and zero crying. I'll plead the fifth on the first two. But we both cannot deny I have a significant wedding-induced crying problem. So bear with me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kristen, and Chloe and I met on a fortuitous night our sophomore year of college. I won't get into details, but I will say that the night ended with our beautiful bride and a few stitches, and me sleeping in the waiting room of Harvard's Health Services. Since then, we've survived a cross-country, long-distance relationship. I'm referring to our relationship. Chloe's decision about Stanford versus Harvard, law school itself, the 2016 election, and living together. Chloe. I tried to think of the ways to describe you that could capture everything you are. I, of course, thought of your incredible wit and brilliance. I'm really sorry. And your drive to achieve literally everything you set your mind to, including landing a boyfriend and now husband during a specifically planned party. But the truth is, what I admire most about you is the warmth you share with the people around you and selfishly with me. You are unfailing in your dedication towards the people you love, and despite all your sarcasm. I'm really sorry, I didn't even cry at this part when I was rehearsing. Have the most earnest outlook on life of anyone I know. There are no words to describe how happy I am for you today. Oh my God. And how grateful I am to call you my friend. David. Over the past 7 years, you have been a central part of Chloe's life, and as a result, a central part of mine. I am consistently touched by how thoughtful and caring you are with your siblings, your sensitivity, and your ability to seek fun in any situation. It's impossible for you to know what Chloe was like before you met her, or what she's like when you're not in the room. But trust me when I say that Chloe is happiest when she's standing by your side. You have made her a more joyful, calm, and somehow more coordinated individual than when I first met her. And I am so grateful for how cherished you make her feel. As some of you may know, I lived with Chloe, and by that right, David, for 2 years during law school. While there's lots of places we can see people in love, I've realized it's rare that we're given an opportunity to observe how that love manifests itself on a daily basis. Watching Chloe and David for the 2 years that Chloe and I lived together, which I realize now may sound a little creepy. Sorry, it was a little creepy. was a rare window into the intimate moments that make a relationship like theirs so special. At this point, I'd love to give you a succinct anecdote that perfectly encapsulates the special sauce of Chloe and David's relationship. But the truth is, I can't. Over the years, I've watched Chloe and David engage in a series of grand gestures, from planning a surprise engagement party to moving across the country to place their partner's ambition above their own. But from where I stand, the special sauce of their relationship is the constant and daily dedication they show towards each other 100 times over during the day. Whether it's bringing each other oatmeal in bed, getting up for their turn at the dishes, planning the ideal squat workout, or just always kissing each other goodbye. From the moment the two of them wake up, the moment the two of them go to bed, Chloe and David are constantly making choices to love each other. Almost. Okay. I know that today a more appropriate cheers might be congratulations, but instead I want to take this opportunity to thank you. You have both been an extraordinary example of what it means to not only say you love someone, but to demonstrate it daily with your warmth and dedication towards each other. It has been an immense privilege to watch your relationship. Cheers to what I have no doubt will be a life full of so much warmth, UNC basketball, and hopefully nights like tonight. Cheers.
Kristen did a great job, didn't she? Very nice. All right, let's have our best man, Robert, come on up. Robert.
Okay, well, I'd first like to just thank everyone for coming out and everyone who's helped put on this amazing event. It's been wonderful. It's really been an honor for being David's brother. David's a very special person to me. He was probably my first best friend. Well, maybe Sonia was my first best friend. So I've loved every moment of it. And I was going to share a few memories for the occasion that sort of encapsulate our relationship. And I think some of it you can see that it's carrying over into Chloe and David. And in a world which is really sort of drowning in technology, people are sort of forgetting to do the simple things and the simple pleasures in life. And I think I've always had the ability with David to just be in the moment and have those simple pleasures. And so I'll give you one example of these simple pleasures. I can give David a look. And it always is dependent on the context. But so let's say we're in an airport and we've just cleared security, and we've got all of our bags set together, and looks like we're going to gate C15, and I give David the look. Then all of a sudden, we're walking very fast to gate C15, and when you always understand the context, because this is the airport. So I mean, you can't run because then you look like an idiot. But you want to approach that threshold without crossing over. So you can walk. I mean, there are plenty of businessmen that walk fast. So you can walk pretty fast. Okay, so now fast forward to 2009. So we're in on pilgrimage in the spring of 2009, and Mount Carmel is in Haifa, Israel. It's one of the holiest Baha'i places. And a very Baha'i thing to do, our family's all Baha'is, one very Baha'i thing to do is to go from the bottom of the terraces. There are these 19 terraces and these staircases you're going up. 19 terraces, you climb the stairs from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain, and then right smack in the middle is the Shrine of the Bab. And so we're, maybe like, I think we're at the 8th terrace, and we're exploring the 8th terrace. And I get the bright idea of giving David the look at this moment. So now, this is a holy place. So this is not the airport. So you can't just walk up the stairs like this. Okay, so you have to go very slowly, reverently. So I've given David the look, and we're neck and neck, carefully going up these stairs, and we're approaching. We're getting to the top, and right at the top, our foot hits the top step. Perhaps at the same time, of course, we both have to act like our foot hit first, and so we celebrate in the moment. We won, and then immediately at the same time, we went quiet because we remembered where we were. So there was a quote by Saint Exupery that said, "Love is not gazing into each other's eye. Love is looking at the same thing together." And Chloe, I think you naturally have this ability to sort of be with someone and look at something together, and I think that's why our family bonded so well with you. And we've been hoping for a while that David was the one for you. And And anyway, so with that, I wish a toast to a happy marriage for David and Chloe.
Hey, everybody. Say hi to Oliver. Oliver is going to sing for us.
Yeah.
So wait till this. Go ahead.
It's Can You Feel the Love Tonight from Disney's The Lion King. One, two, three. There's a calm surrender to the rush of day, when the heat of rolling wind can't be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. There's a time for everyone if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and reason to the wild outdoors when the heat of this star-crossed burger beats in time with yours. And enough for this wide-eyed wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
Let's say hi to Enrique once again, everybody.
Thank you, Oliver. That was just absolutely wonderful. Really, really. We're all very moved. We're in tears. We're in tears out of joy and happiness for that beautiful, beautiful singing. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. Honestly, I can't, this is among the happiest days of our lives for myself, for my family. Christina there on the corner. Sonia, my oldest daughter. Kara, my youngest daughter. Robert, just met and had an excellent presentation here. And my dear wife, May Agasso de Lopez. So words are really they're going to fail me to describe how happy we are and how delighted we are to welcome Chloe to our home and to our heart. Obviously, Bruce and Carol obviously have done such an incredible job at raising an absolutely wonderful person. My words are unnecessary to describe Chloe's wonderful qualities. Her wonderful qualities are living in each one of your hearts. By your friendship, what further proof that what an amazing person Chloe is. Since the first moment that David brought Chloe to our home, he won our heart, and we will all be hoping, we're hoping that Chloe would choose David. We're delighted that this hoping is now a reality. My dear David, you know, some of you guys may have noticed that David and I were looking at each other and we were choking up and holding back tears because of this incredible moment. David, like Robert and my daughters and Christina, has been an incredibly special son. If you see sweetness, it really is a reality. If you see gentleness, it really is a reality. If you see intelligence, it really is intelligence. But not just cognitive book intelligence. It's also a rare emotional intelligence, a psychological intelligence. And that manifests itself in his ability to cultivate friendship and to really spend quality time with people. When you're in the presence of David, he really cherishes you. He's really with you. And so it's always been such a wonderful quality that I admire and I love in David. You're an excellent son. You're an excellent brother. You're an excellent stepson. a friend to all of them, and a new family member to, to a new family. And now I'm really confident that you will strive to be the best husband that you can possibly be. Your vows to Chloe were deeply felt and are actually, I can see how that's a reality. I know you will use prayer and meditation and service to mankind to further refine your care. You are strong, and you know that you will become stronger if you turn to your Lord. You're loving, and your love for God will ensure that you become even more loving. Your high-mindedness is evident, and we know that you will strive to develop yourself spiritually as you strive to apply the spiritual principles available in all the holy writing. And we're sure that you will help your beloved Chloe in all aspects of your marriage. At this time, I'd like to say a special thank you for my dear wife, May Agasa de Lopez. May and I have just celebrated 7 years of marriage. May has been extremely loving to all of my family, and has been extremely loving to David. And from the time that she met Chloe, extremely loving to Chloe. Welcoming Chloe to our home, even then. I can't say how much I appreciate all your help through all these years and making a home for David when David was still with us, and then welcoming David every time he came for visits from his time in college and after that. So from my point of view, I'm experiencing what I think is a little bit of heaven, the peace of heaven. We experience, and for many of you who were at their engagement party in Central Park, already we had glimpses of what this was going to be. A beautiful party of love and friendship and promise. Last night at dinner, at the welcoming dinner, we experienced something the same, and now the same thing today. So we desire for Chloe and for David the same that we desire for all of you. May each one of you experience what, in your own style, in your own way, what David and Chloe are experiencing. When thinking of a wedding, we think of a new beginning, creativity, and the blending of two souls to create a more beautiful and complex beauty. Reflecting on the prayer that we read in the program, the imagery of two bright orbs wedded in thy love. And make thou this marriage be as threading light of thine abundant grace. We begin to glimpse a world of possibility. Many of you might be familiar with Plato, who in Symposium wrote the following: the object which they have in view is birth in beauty, whether in body or soul. This is procreation, which must be in beauty and not deformity. And this procreation is the union of man and woman, and is a divine thing. For conception and generation are in mortal principle, in the mortal creature. What he seems to be saying is that what's available to all of us mortals is that if we create a union, if we create in our marriage a unity, that in a way we're going from mortality to immortality. Perhaps by creating memories as the memories that we've created today. I'd like to finish I'd like to finish this by just reading a brief passage from the Baha'i writings, which we consider holy. It carries another promise. He is God, O ye true believers in God. The Lord, peerless is He, hath made woman and man to abide with each other in the closest companionship, and to be even as a single soul. They are two helpmates, two intimate friends who should be concerned about the welfare of each other. If they live thus, they will pass through this world with perfect contentment, bliss, and peace of heart, and become the object of divine grace and favor in the kingdom of heaven. Strive then to abide heart and soul with each other as two doves in the nest, for this is to be blessed in both worlds. Thank you.
Very well done. Excellent. Let's say hi to Carol and Bruce, Chloe's parents.
Okay, so everybody does know who we are. We can scrap that line. Before Carol starts, I just wanted to say that we love David very much. And in the last 24 hours, it's really intensified for me and for Carol since Tuesday. Because she was staying with Enrique and May, and she was overwhelmed with how hospitable they were and warm, and it just felt like she was at home, and she kept calling to tell me that. And she doesn't keep calling me to tell me anything. So I just wanted everyone to know we love the new extended family, Enrique and May and Robert and Sonia and Cara and Christina. And we're just so happy obviously for Chloe. Everybody knows everything about Chloe by now also. Actually, a lot of parts that we just crossed out of our speech, you just heard from someone else. So, what do you say, Carol?
I'll always remember Chloe's first wedding. She was dressed all in white. I came into her bedroom. She was around 3 years old. And I said, "What are you doing, Chloe?" She says, "I'm getting married." "Oh, who are you marrying?" "Myself." So I said, but with you, with who are you getting married? There's nobody else, just me. I later explained to her that first you have to fall in love with somebody, and then when you really love each other, and you both want to get married, you can get married, and it's very exciting. You'll get your own home, and you'll have children. She says, "Nope, I'm not moving out of here." I said, "Well, where's your husband going to stay?" "In my bedroom." I said, "Yes, but when you have your children, where are your children going to stay?" She goes, "You can move out." So I said, "But where are we going to stay?" She says, "You can go down the hall in Mrs. Grunstein's apartment." I said, what about Mrs. Grunstein? She says, oh, she'll be gone by then. So, Chloe, you've made us laugh. Admire you. It's been a pleasure to see you grow into the beautiful woman you are today. You're a wonderful daughter. And I knew only somebody very special could win her heart. That's why I'm so happy you found each other. God, I'm so happy to welcome you into our family, David. And Robert, you stole my quote. But I'm going to repeat. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry said, love is not gazing at each other, but looking outward, together, in the same direction. And you two have shared values, good values. And I'm just elated that you found each other. And now I can't remember the rest.
I just wanted to say that it wouldn't be realistic if we didn't mention that there's going to be some cloudy days. And when you get to that fork in the road, and or maybe even perhaps a brick wall, I want you guys to reflect and think about what your father would do, Chloe, in that situation, and don't do that. Better that you think of what your mother would do, because she is wise, and she has a lot of wisdom. So, let's raise our glasses.
That's it. Oh, yeah, now I remember. Okay. I want to wish both of you fun, loving, exciting, prosperous, and fruitful life. To David and Chloe.
Wow. It's another wow. All right, let's bring up David and Chloe, if we can. And they have a special presentation. This is before, and then they're going to do their first dance. And shortly, we're going to open up the dance floor.
Thank you all. It actually feels ridiculous to say thank you because it's just like such an overwhelming feeling to be in a room filled with everyone that we love. I was just saying to Amanda earlier that you like go to a wedding and you're like so happy to be there, but when it's your own wedding, you're like, I can't believe you guys all came here for us. That's crazy. What were you thinking? So happy you're here. Thank you. But so as we wanted to say thank you. And as some of you may know, something that David and I have in common, one of our true pleasures in life is creating gratuitous, just like totally unnecessary PowerPoints. Looking at you, Nora. So we couldn't resist preparing something for you today, and you're a captive audience, so.
Yeah, quick agenda for everyone. Descriptive statistics of the guest list, obviously. We couldn't do without that.
Several Legally Blonde memes.
A detailed description of our anticipated future family dynamic. and UNC's incoming recruiting class, a deep dive.
Then we're going to take a quick poll of where we should live after my clerkship. And discuss some prenup issues that I learned while studying for family law for the bar.
We'll be rehashing the infamous Stanford Law versus Harvard Law decision of 2014. I'll be delivering final pricing recommendations for all of you.
And finally, we're going to go over some dance floor rules. So you guys have heard our story over and over again tonight, and now you're going to hear it again. So when I first heard that David was from North Carolina, I pictured rolling hills, a quiet life, perhaps on a farm, in a rural countryside. This is my how I imagined David's life to be. I think Oliver actually summed up my New York understanding of North Carolina really well earlier this week when he asked me about 2 weeks ago whether I had yet to purchase the ice cream for his birthday celebration. And I said that I would buy it in North Carolina. And he said something along the lines of oh, there are stores in North Carolina. But I soon learned that, as David likes to tell me all the time, we are in the midst of the highest number of PhDs per capita in the triangle. David had a exciting career as a high school basketball player. He also wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that he was in several dance clubs. He was a senior class president, apparently did a poor job.
They know. They know.
And I'm sure I'm forgetting. No?
No.
Okay, I covered the extracurriculars.
And of course, when I heard Chloe was from Manhattan, a place I had only been to. Had I ever been there? No, I hadn't ever been there. Difficult for me to understand what a big city was really like. Here's my rendition. Chloe's family celebrating their birthday in slums is what I thought of. Graffiti everywhere, smiling in spite of themselves. And of course, Chloe's high school career, she didn't play sports, she was involved in sing. It was one of the first things that she told me. Yes. She ran sing for a couple of years. She got invited back to be a judge, which is a very big deal. Very big deal. And yeah, there they are.
And then, of course, there was the night that we met, retrospect. P.S. Our wedding is actually entitled A Retrospect on Retrospect, in retrospect. And what struck us as we were reflecting on that night, we don't actually have any pictures from retrospect because it was very sweaty and dark. So this was roughly what it was. But what struck us as we reflected on that night is that so many people that are here today were there the night that we met. And, I threw it with Marta and Allison and Clemmy, who were my roommates at the time. Kristen got mad at me because she couldn't get my attention, apparently, was stabbing me in the back, and I was just swatting her away because I was talking to David. And of course, the meeting was orchestrated, but I actually feel that Billy hasn't gotten enough of a shout out tonight. Has taken credit for our relationship for years, so I feel like it's only right to acknowledge him now.
And yeah, there's been a lot of talk about long distance. I just wanted to set the record straight. Here's Chloe's location and my location broken down by year, so this will be a reference for all of you, just in case there was some confusion.
And as we're reflecting over all these years again, what's so incredible to us is that the people here who are here today are people who may have originated as my friends or David's friends or my family members, David's family members, but you've all really been with us every step of the way. We've lived with you, we've worked with you, we've gone through it with you. You've all supported us through all of the distance, the times when we were together, but away from home. Each other's families have always really welcomed us. Okay, you go. I need a minute.
Yeah, I think Chloe summed it up. From the very first time, from the very first time we visited each other, I recall very specifically Bruce giving us tickets to a Broadway show, which was so sweet, and really welcomed me into the home as one of their own, really from day one, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, but infinitely sweet.
And the same with David's family. From the first time I visited to this week when I like got here on Tuesday and the entire Laughlin gang was in full wedding mode. We're like running a floral shop. We're like running 1,000 errands. Kara and Sonia were like just like doing my bidding. It was wonderful. And I think what we really want to say is that when you're planning a wedding or decide to get married, you know that it's going to be a celebration of your relationship and the two of you, which it, you know, of course is. But what has really struck us throughout this process is how it's really a celebration of the community that we've built around us. We love you all so much, and the process of planning a wedding and getting married has really been as much about David and our relationship as it has been about all of you and just cherishing where we are right now. Where we are right now in our lives and the fact that we have this incredible community going forward. So thank you all.
Some quick dance floor rules, obviously. Everyone's dancing, first and foremost. I don't really dance is not a valid excuse tonight. Please get up immediately following the first two songs. And we will be playing Suavemente several times.
And anyone found in violation of these rules will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Thank you so much.